So anyway, informed consent, of course, so this is done once a year, and the family member signs and say, I'm okay that you're not a nurse, okay? And that's done every year. That will be on the test. We're gonna do a test, it's 56 questions on it, it's just true, false, and it's gonna go over what we talk about in class, and just to make sure you're ready to roll. And we're gonna do a med pass before you go. Okay. So it don't take long, just two of y'all, we'll get it done. Okay, so let's finish. So I told you about, we wanna make sure that anybody in the ALF, now assisted living facilities, now, I just want you to know, in the ALF, there's a lot of guidelines. If the person who comes from home is going to be doing her own meds, so as the director, I told you I was a director in that role at one point, I will go evaluate the patient to see, and they call them residents in the ALF. So I will evaluate the resident and say, hey, and there are questions that I would ask, just to make sure they were appropriate to do their own meds, okay? So there's a question thing, like, so this thing right here, is pretty much a printout of what kind of questions I would ask. So self-administration of med resident assessment is what that's called. You don't care about that much. Just so you know, I would be like, can you demonstrate how to secure your meds? Can you read to me what this is? Can you tell me what this med is for? Things like that. That's how I determine if they are okay to do their own meds. Because we don't want to put anybody at risk. If they're going to be doing their own meds, they have to be able to keep them locked up. They got to know what they're for, understand why they're important, to make sure they take them every day. So that's part of the assessment, and that's this long name. So and I would check it off, and then I would say, or directing that role would decide if that patient is safe to do her own meds. If she is safe to do her own meds, she would have to have a key on her wrist, like wherever she keep it at, where she can lock her room door every time she leaves. If she share a room with a patient, then you have to keep the nightstand would be the first lock. Okay. Now, if they have narcotics though, it's a double lock. So the first lock would be regular meds if you don't have any narcotics. But if you have controlled meds, you would need a second lock. So let's say that you're sharing a room, there's two of y'all. The nightstand would be her first lock. Inside that, it probably would be a drawer, a little tackle box or something with another lock on it. Because we got to make sure those meds are, so the patient in the next bed can't get access to them. So those are part of the things that we want to make sure if she's going to be doing her own meds, which is self-administration of meds. This book is called Assistance with That. So you're going to be helping the people who don't do their own meds, okay? So in those type of settings in the ALF, now listen, there's some ALF, I know a lady, I don't know if she's hiring, but she owns assisted living in a house. So she has like kind of reminds you of a group home, but it's an ALF, so they not people with. Okay, so let's go. So again, we can take the medications out of its previously dispensed, they just saying you can take the pill out of here and put it in the cup. Now, what I was telling y'all is that people are pouring these meds without the resident. The state of Florida says that
you're supposed to do it in front of the resident.
That's right. And they're supposed to say, hey, do you want to know what you're taking? And they're supposed to say yes or no. They most likely will say no because they're used to their meds. But if they do say I want to know, you're really going to read everything right from the MAR. I'll show you that. You know, I'll go over the MAR with you.
Well, I help my dad with his meds.
Okay, but you don't have a MAR, so that would be different for you because you just pull them out of the container, right?
Say that again.
You don't have a medication record, so you don't have to, because that's public.
And so that's why. Well, my dad nurses do. They have that.
They do. Okay, so you have seen one of these. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second, because this is what This is how you prove that you gave your meds. That is important. Document that you saw them swallow. Once you see them take their meds, you got to go through here and document, and I'll show you that. Okay, but that's the thing. So the people that I tell you are doing it without following the book, they're gonna go back and sign the book, but they're supposed to pull the meds with that lady sitting there and go down. You know, that's the steps. But just know you're gonna see a lot of stuff. I just say if you decide to follow the crowd, you just own the responsibility that comes with it, right? So if somebody die as a result of them with the wrong meds, you just have to be okay with that. I have to own that because I took the shortcut. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so just try to do the right thing. I just say we shortcut things because I know it's a busy day. There's a lot. Just don't shortcut the meds. The meds can kill somebody. I just rather you do that the right way, the proper way. Okay?
Nah, because I think of that like, I wouldn't want nobody to do that.
That's why she take care of her dad, so she knows she don't let that. When you got family members and you know that could be some, you're gonna care about.
Yeah, I'm the same way about my kids when they go be put in the hospital. I be like, you gotta come in and show me what they take.
That's right. That's right. So that's all we're saying. Okay, so we want to make sure you place the oral dosage up in the resident's hand, and I'm gonna show y'all how that looks. D, apply topical meds to skin. I'm gonna show you about topical meds. Return the medication to its container. F, record. That's the most important part. F, you need to make sure you document that you did it. If you don't document it, it wasn't done. So that's why you want to make sure that's your most important step is to document that on the MAR. Okay, now we're gonna go over to the next page, which is the things you cannot do. Okay. And if you want to, you got your phone, take a picture of that for me. Let's keep that. I really do at least know what you can't do, so you'll always have a picture of that. So these are the things that nobody should ask you to do. That'll be outside of your scope. Okay? So here we go. Section 429.256 says these are things that's not included in you assisting, meaning A, you cannot mix, compound, convert medications, which clearly we say that sounds crazy, right? Who is compounding meds? We know that's a pharmacy. So clearly we know we're not going to be doing that. We're not mixing meds together or crushing tablets. Now you can crush tablets. Let me tell you, this thing right here, you have to have the meds crushed, you take them whole.
He take them whole.
Okay, that's good. Now,
but he also has a pill cutter.
Oh, he do. We have a splitter. So you guys have to, you can't, I'll tell you about that. You can only break a pill it's called scored, meaning that there's a line in between.
That's showing that it's already breakable.
That you can break it.
Okay.
See that line in there?
Mm-hmm.
That's scored. That's called scored. You'll see that on the test too. Well, that means that you can break that and it's an even break. So if it was 500 and the doctor said give him 250 today, you'll know that's 250. If it didn't have a line, it would be not an accurate dose and that would be a med error. So we don't ever want to break a pill that does not, and you can't split it because they don't want you doing that. So you can only break a pill that has a line and it's called scored.
Scored.
It's like a scoreboard.
Okay.
It's just like that. So never give a med that's not scored. Now, if you give it a medicine that's crushed, this is a little cheaper one, but they do have different ones that crush meds. But when I say crush, it's gonna go into a powder form. So basically, when I put the pill in here, I'm just going back and forth like a screw, and that's how it's gonna turn into pill form. That requires an order from a doctor. Okay, that is important that you know that because we're changing up the makeup of the pill, and certain pills can't be crushed, right? So you see how that is coated. Mm-hmm. Shiny, that's made to go into the belly and dissolve over time. It's there coated. That's why when certain pills say it's encoded with that stuff, it's made for us to swallow it, and over time it does what it needs to do. If I put it in here, I defeated the purpose of that. That means that medicine will not be effective for the patient. So we don't ever want to crush it. That's why you shouldn't be crushing any meds without an order from a doctor. So if somebody is choking today, let's say your patient, and I say patient, I mean resident, is choking, you tell the nurse or whoever there, hey, they're having a hard time swallowing today. Now, if I say that these pills are too big, like I like these big pills here, fish oil, let's say I can't swallow that. I say, hey, can you put that in some applesauce for me? Yes, you can. Okay. I don't need an order for that. I didn't change up nothing. I just literally put it in there and it slid down and going in the same form. But if this means something different. So we don't want to crush it there without an order. So if it's an order already, they're going to have it written on the book, on the board. It'll say crush meds. You will know. But if it's a new patient and you just got a new resident, just know that you're in the room and the day they're choking, you let the nurse know they'll get ordered crush. Because if they can't take that type of pill, they'll take a liquid. They'll change it to something they can't take. So just never crush meds without an order, okay? So be clear on that. One more thing I want to tell y'all since I'm talking about that is this thing right here. This is called a pill minder. So pretty much it reminds us to take our pills, right? But it's a weekly thing. This is only for people who do their own meds. You cannot put meds in here.
I had one of those. I used to help her put her meds in.
I got one too. 3 came real quick. Well, I have my whole collection of pills. But you can't put anything in here, you can't take anything out because you can only give meds. You have to give meds with a label and a mark.
Okay.
What's this? She's gonna call it back. Okay. We can get this money. We have some phones around here, okay? But if they need this, so y'all get it. Now, let me tell you what I'm trying to say. With this, only way you can give meds as a Medtech is you have to follow the label and it should match the MAR.
Okay.
And MAR means medication observation record. Medication observation. You observe them do meds. Now, I'm a nurse, so I can administer meds. Okay. And the difference is that I can put the medicine in your mouth as a nurse. You cannot put the medicine in the resident's mouth. What you can do is called observe them. So basically give me your hand, and you can hand over hand help them with the meds. That's how you assist. Okay. Okay, so that's how you know. That's what that means. Okay. So that's the only reason why it says more instead of MAR. Okay. I'm saying tomato, tomato. You know what I'm saying? Same. Yes, ma'am. But that's what they're saying. That's why they allow y'all to help with the meds. Okay, so let's go through this here. So now, we'll go back to the section of things that you cannot do. You cannot mix, compound, convert. We are clear on that. You cannot prepare syringes for injection. We're not giving no needles, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Period.
So if they have diabetes, who
The
does
nurse,
that?
it cannot be you.
Okay.
Cannot be you. That's a nurse. Yeah.
I'm asking because my father's a diabetic,
Yeah.
but he
He
admits
take
it.
insulin?
He does his own shots.
Oh, he does. Okay, yeah. You can answer. Okay. We're gonna get through
Hello,
that.
thank you for calling Salesman. Let's continue.
Bismuth, and that's Pepto-Bismol. The reason why I wrote Bismuth because that's the name on the bottle. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
Bismuth.
And do you need anything for your and so you say your head was hurting? Yes. So we want to. So what does she have for pain?
What does she have for pain?
And that's a low name for Tylenol, acetaminophen.
Acetaminophen.
Yeah.
500
So
milligrams.
we'll give her that. Okay. So that's
Okay.
good. So you're good with what she told you?
Yes,
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna pull her meds. Now you're looking for your meds. So we're looking for Cystex.
Cystex.
You'll get your med cup ready, or after you pull all this stuff first, how you want to do it. And so what I tell people too, see the little button right here?
Oh, okay.
Now I tell people too, if you want to, you can take a pen because there's so many meds and dot it in there. Once I pull it, I'll know that I pulled it, and we're gonna chart for today's date, which would be what's today? The third.
Yeah, so I can put it right there.
You put it in, so no, well you can, but I was gonna, cause everybody might do it. I'll put it where I'm gonna sign it, so I can sign it right on top of it. You see what I'm saying? So right
Yes,
in there.
ma'am.
There you go. Okay. And okay. And now what they say is that you're supposed to verify 3 times. Like, can you, for the most part, just double check that everything matches. Now that's an over-the-counter med. So for the most part, you know you can't. It's no label on it. You just kind of making sure that it's Cystex and it don't really have no dose on it.
So it says take 1 time.
Yeah. So that's
Twice daily.
Yep. Okay. Look, now what's
Okay.
the next one?
Vitamin. Take 1 tab by mouth.
Good. Now for me, I go ahead and put them back in the drawer so I don't get confused. That way I don't pull it. I'll actually go ahead and put them back.
Okay.
That way you don't have to. That way you won't get them mixed up. Man.
Well, to me, it's verifying everything that she has to
Okay,
take.
no worries. That's fine. Because you usually verify as you go, but you do your own however it's easiest for you.
Yes,
So what's
ma'am.
the next?
The next one is Bismuth.
And so there.
So put this up here.
And there go the name there because it's a little. Yeah.
Okay, that's why you wrote it right like
That's
that.
how I did it like that, just so you.
Okay. And then the next one is Tylenol. Okay.
And the dose is right.
500. Yes, ma'am.
All right. You better take your look, get you straight. Yeah, I'm glad you did that. You know why? What would it help you prevent that? In the top. You
Put it in the top
first. Because that way, I'm glad it happened because I tell people, if you put it in the top first, once you put it in there, the pills look the same sometimes. You wouldn't know which one you took out. Luckily, these are long, but if you put it in the top, then you can always put it back. So that's good. You figure
So,
okay.
okay.
So there you go. Okay, let me see something quick. See a minute. I need you to pick something real quick. So look at your last order. Look at your last order. What does it say? Read it. You see how easy? Yeah, so 2 of those. Good. I did that on purpose. Most people ain't think about that.
And I did have 2, so I could have left it.
Oh, you did? Yeah. You sure did. You could have left it.
I
But
could have
yeah.
left it.
But yeah, okay, so we good. Now let's get on.
Okay.
Just a little bit, she taking it around.
I know.
That's okay, no worries.
Okay, Miss Sue, here's your medicine.
Like you took it all and drain the hatch.
Don't drink the water though.
Okay, so we'll just give you a cup now. Oh, just drink that water for real. Okay, that's fresh water, sure is. So
And I will just put my initials,
so
correct?
let's check her to make sure she took them all. You saw she took them all.
Can
Good.
I see?
Okay. Okay, now you're ready to
Thank you.
document. Yep. Now, did you get it?
No, I didn't get this one.
So we'll get that one.
So I will get this one with
So
this
that's
up.
it. So look at the order. What does it say? How many ml? It said cc's, right? How much? 15 ml. So look at your little thing. It's measuring on there. So
Okay.
the top is 100. The top is 30. See?
That's 30.
So we're doing 15. So MLs and CCs are the same. If you ever see that anywhere, it means the same.
15
There you go.
Okay.
And you always want to pour it at eye level. You never want to hold the cup because it won't be accurate. So you always want to sit down.
And what's the time?
Yeah, so we'll say 10 o'clock because we're getting meds at 10.
Okay, 10.
Now you definitely have an hour before, an hour after, but
Okay.
we'll just say 10. Okay. And then
And it was Tylenol.
And so you can see it right here, just right here if you want to. Look right here.
Okay.
If you want to spell it, because you want to give it, spell it the way they wrote it. Acetaminophen. ACETAMINOPHEN.
And reason?
Which she complained, you had
a headache.
Now the rule is 30 minutes later you have to ask her how she's doing. So we're gonna say 10:30. You'll follow up. So after you put headache, I'm coming. Linda, give me a second. And you don't have to put. Good thing you wrote that. We know it's her. It's her.
Okay.
Headache. You can put complaint of headache. That's okay. You already did it. But yeah, there you are. And put headache in parentheses. Headache in quotation marks. That way we'll say it's her words.
Okay.
Yeah. So there you go. Now. 10:30 a.m. Ask her how she's doing.
How you feeling now?
The headache?
Better.
Okay, and I will do just that. Better. Headache better. Go ahead and note abbreviations. Good. Cool.
Okay.
That's it. And don't forget the bottom, right? Because you got to document your name so we know that it was you.
So,
And when I get done with you, I'm going to go take care of her and then I'll get you next. She goes. She did it, y'all. Good job. So it ain't that bad, right? You just following instructions, right? For the most part.
It's easy.
It ain't hard to pass me.
And
Linda, you're doing it. You work as a Medtech, right? She took my Medtech class. She get ready to take the medical assistant. But where you work at? You still working at Trustwell? They call Radiant now. What they call now? What's the new name? Good job. And you want to tell all that? Just say Sussex for urinary pain.
Urinary pain. What we do? Vitamin C. Vitamin C for immune health. Zytec.
Zinc. That's for wound healing.
Wound healing.
Bismuth.
This
Oh, I didn't put what else was. I slipped. Upset stomach.
Okay. You got bismuth for upset stomach.
And she asked her, does she have any pain?
Do you have any pain?
yes.
Okay.
So
Acetaminophen.
which is Tylenol. Once you know it, you can say the other name, but that's a generic version of Tylenol. Okay?
My daddy has a whole bottle
You know all that
by his
stuff.
bed.
Okay? So we ready, let's do it. So you sign after they swallow. Remember, you can do your dot. You can do your dot though, just to say you did.
My initial?
Yeah, just put a dot in there, because you can't initial until they swallow.
Okay, so put
Just so you know,
12%.
put it in the number 3, just so you know that you did pull that one.
In the 10 a.m.
In the 10 a.m. spot, yeah, chief. Good job. Okay. And then the 10, so then put it next one.
Oh, okay.
So your next one is, did you put it back? Oh, that's it.
Vitamin C.
I think I might have put it.
No, it's right there.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Right there. You better put that up over here. Get y'all meds passing meds. Put my clock back. I have a girl take a CNA test tomorrow. And so she came in this morning and did a review. She nervous. Her test in the morning at 9.